you're ready for some eye-popping football highlights, you've come to the right place. Hello everyone, welcome to this season's final installment of Goal, the Bundesliga magazine. I'm Jules Jäger. Stay tuned to find out why the Bundesliga leads all top European football leagues in attendance. Today, we'll take a look back at this breathtaking campaign, show you this season's top 10 goals and focus on some of the league's best teams and brightest personalities. Borussia Dortmund are the most deserving of champions. We'll take a look back at their stunning season. He's our coach of the year, Freiburg's motivational master, Christian Streich. And we turn the spotlight on Team Germany's manager, Oliver Bierhoff, and the Euro 2012. So let's take it from the top. Borussia Dortmund, to be precise. The 2012 Black and Yellows will go down in history as the most dominant champions ever. Never has a team gathered so many points in a single season. Never has a team played so well on the road, and never has a club attracted so many spectators on their home turf throughout a single campaign. Congratulations, Borussia Dortmund, the back-to-back Bundesliga champions.
Every fan and every player look. Dortmund hoisted the trophy in impeccable style, just as...
Mit der jungen Truppe, mit der Mannschaft, zweimal hintereinander deutscher Meister zu werden, ist was ganz Besonderes, dann noch den Punkterekord zu holen, wo die Menschen in 50 Jahren noch drüber reden.
81 Punkte ist Wahnsinn in dieser Saison und den Titel verteidigt, ich glaube,
we're all overjoyed.
A championship campaign played on one of Europe's largest stages. And then on the final match day against Freiburg, Dortmund set their sights on the points record. Got the party started, making sure his team stayed undefeated for the 28th time in a row. It was already 4-0 at halftime.
We were consistent and broke so many records this season. It was great and we deserved to be champions.
Dortmund notched up 80 goals, more than ever in their time in the Bundesliga. And Polish international goal-getter Robert Lewandowski broke a 30-year-old club record with 22 goals in a campaign.
What makes us special is that we're a unit, a real team. I think a lot of people could learn something from us.
Robert Lewandowski spearheaded the aggressive attack. Bayern put 8 points between themselves and second-placed Bayern Munich. And their 81 points in a season is a new Bundesliga record.
It's amazing. I've said that whenever Bayern Munich don't win the title, they're going to win it the next year. But we've now won it twice. That's a tough situation for Bayern, but for us it's fantastic.
It's really special being part of this, and I always say this is the most awesome club in Germany.
An atmosphere without equal in Europe, and a team that dominated the Bundesliga with their passionate attacking style of play. And the outlook for this still young Dortmund team in seasons to come looks very bright indeed.
If you like, visit Bundesliga.de for an exclusive slideshow of the championship festivities. Dortmund's title defense is especially painful for the record champions from Munich, who must come to terms with the fact that the Bundesliga now boasts a second powerhouse that is here to stay. Still, FC Bayern played a great campaign and intimidated the competition for large parts of the season. And the best part is, Bayern could still turn the season into an unforgettable one by possibly winning the DFB Cup and the Champions League final.
Bayern Munich ended the season strong, cruising to a 4-1 victory over Cologne in the season finale.
We wanted a respectable ending, and we got it.
Bayern are Bundesliga runners-up with a tally of 73 points. No second-place team ever had more. But it still meant the Bavarians didn't achieve their aim of winning the title.
Things could have gone better, but Dortmund were on top, and we have to congratulate them.
Bayern finished as mid-season table toppers after an outstanding first season half. They kept a clean sheet for 9 matches in a row, and at one time were 8 points ahead of then and now champions Dortmund. When Bastian Schweinsteiger went out injured last November, Bayern struggled and Dortmund gained ground. But they remained optimistic.
A perfect year. It doesn't get any better. Bayern Munich 2011.
2012 started full of promise after an ideal training camp in Qatar.
I've never had such an optimal training camp in my entire career.
But after the winter break, they only won 2 of their first 5 matches, losing first place and their good mood.
It's really worrying. The alarm bells are going off.
And superstar Arjen Robben wasn't happy to lose his place in the first team. Changes were clearly needed. But after beating Schalke, another low came in Leverkusen. It left them 7 points behind Dortmund.
We shouldn't be talking about the title today.
And yet a few weeks later, Bayern were back. After 5 wins in a row, they'd closed the gap on Dortmund. Only 3 points separated the two sides before their showdown on match day 30. But it was a disappointing night for Bayern and Arjen Robben. He failed to set the offside trap on Dortmund's goal and blew the shot to equalize. The match and the title were gone.
We're still satisfied. We're in 2 important finals and we worked hard to get here.
Manuel Neuer is talking about the DFB Cup and the Champions League finals. 2 chances for Bayern to win at least 1 title after a strong Bundesliga season.
Schalke's season seemed at risk after Huub Stevens took the reins from Ralf Rangnick early in the season, but the Royal Blues responded proudly and played a great campaign, thanks in large part to the Bundesliga's #1 goal-getter Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, the first Dutchman ever to win the top scorer's cannon. And not to mention the heroics of departing Spanish superstar Raúl.
Everyone at Schalke can live with how this season went. 3rd place and direct Champions League qualification. A new coach, the Bundesliga's top scorer, emotional goodbyes. Only Bayern and Dortmund had a more thrilling season.
I think all 3 clubs have to be satisfied with how things went this season.
After replacing Ralf Rangnick as coach, Huub Stevens had a good debut against his former club Hamburg. A 2-1 victory with 2 textbook goals by Klaas-Jan Huntelaar.
When Coach Rangnick stepped down for personal reasons, the squad demonstrated their character and stepped up for their new coach.
It showed what a team can achieve when they pull together. That makes it especially hard to say just who was the outstanding Schalke player this season.
I think it's the whole team, not just one player. When you look at the problems we had in the course of the season, with injuries and suspensions and so on, you simply have to compliment the team.
But there is one player who had an especially good campaign. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, the Bundesliga's leading scorer with 29 goals. The Hunter, as he's known, will be inviting all his teammates out to dinner on their post-season trip to New York, where they can talk about the future.
We're not as consistent as Bayern or Dortmund, but we're one of the top teams. We want to stay up there, and so we have to keep on doing what we've been doing. As I said, we have to be more consistent.
And then there was the farewell to the Senor Raúl, who became a leading character in his 2 years at Schalke. He'll be missed here, both as a player and a person.
It's a shame that Raúl, who had so many qualities as a person and a player, is no longer here. Now we'll need more from the others.
Sooner or later, every story has to come to an end.
It seems as though Hanover have finally established themselves among the Bundesliga elite. Their 7th place finish means a second straight shot at Europa League qualification for this oftentimes overlooked club in Germany's north. Coach Mirko Slomka has installed confidence and poise in a group of young men that really personify team spirit and dedication.
Things weren't clear until the final seconds. Then Hanover ended their season on a high note by beating Kaiserslautern 2-1, putting them in the Europa League.
Es ist das zweite Mal in Folge,
It's the second year in a row, a first for Hanover. We've got stable, and that's really important.
Ist natürlich von Hannover 96 auch ganz, ganz wichtig. Ja, das ist sehr emotional.
It's very emotional. We needed all our spirit to pull it off. The team once again showed the character we've developed over the last 2 years.
Mindestens 2 Jahre.
And so it's emotional because it's the second year in a row. It confirms that we're continuing to improve.
Und was eine Bestätigung der kontinuierlichen Entwicklung ist.
The high points were wins against runners-up Bayern Munich, 4th place Gladbach and champions Dortmund. And Hanover were the only team in the Bundesliga that didn't lose a single match at home.
Die Serie ist ja
That
schon fast
streak
ein
is
bisschen
almost scary.
beängstigend.
We turned our stadium into a fortress. That's our strength. We take the points
Das ist auch
here.
unsere Stärke.
It's what we can
Hier holen wir
always
auf jeden
believe
Fall unsere
in.
Punkte, den Glauben haben wir immer.
In the Europa League, after a nearly 20-year absence, Hanover made it all the way to the quarter-finals. The discovery of the season was Mame Diouf, who made the move to Hanover from Man U's bench. In his first 10 Bundesliga games here, the Senegalese striker found the net 6 times. But he wasn't the only one scoring. Let's not forget about Didier Yakonan, Mohamed Abdellaoui, and Jan Schlaudraff.
Wir haben 50 Pflichtspiele gemacht und sind
We
trotzdem
played 50
bis auf den
competitive
Pokal in allen
games
beiden
and still went
Wettbewerben
far
für unsere
by our
Verhältnisse
standards in the
super
Bundesliga
durchgekommen und
and in the
deswegen
Europa
war es auch
League.
für uns
Our
der
aim
Anspruch
was to
am Ende
finish
dann nochmal
7th
den
again,
Platz
and
zu
we did,
verteidigen
so
und das
we're
haben wir
happy.
geschafft und darüber sind wir sehr froh.
A team with character, a powerhouse at home, a knack for the right transfers. Hanover are well on the way to establishing themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the Bundesliga.
This game has no room for doubt. No place for fear. There is no hesitation. You must be in every instant, believe in every moment, and awake to every possibility. UEFA Euro 2012.
Live South American football with the Copa Libertadores on Setanta Sports. Watch the final Euro warm-up matches this weekend before Setanta brings you comprehensive coverage of UEFA Euro 2012 starting June 9th. Russia versus Italy, England versus Belgium, and Portugal versus Turkey. Setanta Sports is the only place to see every game of UEFA Euro 2012.
Things didn't go quite as well as planned for Bremen and Hamburg. Neither performed up to their own high standard. Bremen played the worst second season half in club history and failed to qualify for European play for the second straight year. And Hamburg, the only Bundesliga team never to be relegated, escaped the drop to the second division by the skin of their teeth. The good news for both Bremen and HSV is this disappointing season is over and the clock has been reset for a fresh start.
With playing legends like Kevin Keegan, Felix Magath, Uwe Seeler, and Horst Hrubesch, Hamburg are the only club to have been in the Bundesliga since its founding. And this season didn't change that.
We were in the relegation battle from the start, and so we did well by beating the drop. I didn't want to be the first coach to lead Hamburg to relegation.
They avoided that fate by earning 9 points in their last 6 matches.
It was a really hard season. No one thought it would be such a long struggle. But at the end of the day, I can be glad to say goodbye the way things ended.
David Jarolin is leaving Hamburg after almost a decade with the club, as is Mladen Petric, who was visibly moved by his departure.
Man hat's gesehen, ich habe gekämpft und
I fought off the tears, but it didn't help. It was a sensational feeling.
Their eternal rivals in northern Germany, Bremen, finished 6 places ahead of Hamburg, but still have nothing to celebrate.
Wir haben uns alle was anderes vorgestellt.
We envisaged something else. Last season was really bad, and now a second one where nothing worked out. Things have to get going again next season.
Muss halt nächstes Jahr wieder laufen. Gibt sicherlich auch ein paar Gründe.
There are reasons. A lot of players were injured or suspended, so it was tough.
Dann wird es natürlich schwierig und
it's disappointing because we all expect to play in Europe and we didn't manage it.
International zu spielen und das setzen wir aber nicht um.
Markus Rosenberg, Marco Marin, Tim Wiese and Tim Borowski are all leaving, and most likely Claudio Pizarro as well. Executive Director Klaus Allofs and coach Thomas Schaaf will have to rebuild.
Ich denke, dass
every team has to make a new start at some point, and that's taking place here now. Players come and players go. That's totally normal in the football business. Bremen will be successful once again in the coming years.
An die ganz erfolgreichen Zeiten dann wieder anknüpft.
Hamburg and Bremen have both seen better days, but there is a silver lining. Things can only go up from here.
At mid-season, Freiburg were dead last in the standings. Then striker Papis Demba Cissé announced his departure, and this team looked even more relegation-bound. But coach Christian Streich took over and really turned things around. Streich's refreshing approach propelled his team up the ladder easily, saving the small-town club from relegation and earning the respect of everyone in the league along the way.
Satisfaction in Freiburg.
It's like a fairy tale.
It all came together for coach and team.
We're proud of our second season half.
Coach Christian Streich teaches attractive football.
I'm not the Barcelona coach. I was youth team coach for a long time.
It's every boy's dream to play in the Bundesliga.
Christian Streich and Freiburg created a sensation.
But it was no miracle.
Taking over during the winter break, Streich knew what it takes to beat the drop.
A lot of sensitivity and concentration, which everyone has to always maintain, day after day. We've seen what's possible when it comes time to play a match, and the people say, I'll do everything in my power to make this work.
Streich is most at home at Freiburg's Youth Academy, perhaps the best training center for young talent in Germany. The one-time sport and history teacher is still an educator today.
Mr. Streich hasn't changed one bit from how he was at the academy. He doesn't do anything different with us than what he does with the 17-year-olds. He treats us and the youth team players the same and then brings us together. That's what's special about him.
Johannes Flum is one of 10 Freiburg players who came up from the academy. Sometimes they make up more than half the first team. Oliver Zorg also sings Streich's praises.
The coach has done really well and engaged us in a great way. We were always able to perform well against big-time opponents, and it's hard to face us because we run so much.
At the academy, Streich shows us a picture of Zorg as a youngster. He was picked because of his passion, even though others had more talent.
How do you define talent anyway? I often tell the boys, one has 12% and the other 15%. In any case, no one has 30%. Everything else is work, attitude, social competence. What he does at every training session, how motivated he is in his work. That's much more important than whether he has a few more percentage points of talent.
The former Freiburg teammate of Germany coach Joachim Löw is ushering in a new era at the club. And he knows he wouldn't find more ideal working conditions anywhere else.
I know all the players well as people. That's made everything much easier. They were schooled in tactics at the academy with hundreds of videos, and on the pitch they're meticulously fine-tuned. That's what we demanded of them. This is not an easy school here.
Christian Streich, the Bundesliga's Coach of the Year.
What a great guy. Log on to the league's official website to learn 10 things you did not yet know about Christian Streich. Up next, everyone's favorite segment. This season's top 10 goals. Buckle up, sit back, and enjoy 2 handfuls of amazing goals.
Shinji Kagawa of Dortmund volleyed in this rocket against Cologne on match day 27.
Bayern's Arjen Robben lobbed the Hamburg keeper in majestic fashion on match day 3.
Klaas-Jan Huntelaar backheeled one in for Schalke against Augsburg on match day 15.
Didier Yaconan of Hanover scored with a sideways scissors kick against Bayern Munich on match day 27.
Mönchengladbach's Juan Arango converted a direct free kick against Cologne on match day 31.
Jakub Blaszczykowski netted this beauty for Dortmund against Mainz on match day 24.
Jan Schlaudraff of Hanover hammered home a sensational volley against Hamburg on match day 14.
Bayern's Thomas Müller found the net with this masterstroke against Cologne on match day 34.
Raúl dazzled the fans with this effort for Schalke against Hanover on match day 29.
Aaron Derdiok of Leverkusen connected with this bicycle kick against Wolfsburg on match day 8.
Not bad, huh? Many of the Bundesliga's top stars are bound to deliver more highlights at the Euro 2012 coming up this summer in Poland and Ukraine. Goal had the opportunity to talk to Team Germany's manager Oliver Bierhoff about the upcoming spectacle.
It's showtime.
As one of the strongest leagues in the world, the Bundesliga will be supplying a lot of players for the Euro 2012.
Having a good Bundesliga is enormously important, and not just in terms of the atmosphere and attendance figures. It's also a question of the quality. A successful Bundesliga is going to attract interesting players from abroad as well.
And Bundesliga success can land you a spot on your national team back home, like the 3 Dortmund players turning out for hosts Poland. The Netherlands will hope for goals from Klaas-Jan Huntelaar and Arjen Robben. And France will be counting on Franck Ribéry. If you can make it in the Bundesliga, your number could well be called for your home country. Germany manager Oliver Bierhoff, whose golden goal won the Euro 96 for the Mannschaft, knows that well.
Experience has shown time and again that in the league that offers the best football, the homegrown players benefit tremendously as well. The rising standard of the Bundesliga has also helped improve our national team players.
Team Germany made it to the final of the last Euro and finished 3rd in the World Cup 2 years ago. And they did it with a heavy dose of Bundesliga players. No longer does Germany need to look to top clubs in Italy or Spain for its international heroes.
Nowadays, it's more and more the case that national team players have a special career. They were in their club's training centres, they marched through the national youth teams, and this vast, intensive training pays off, and other players who haven't enjoyed that can't make up for it anymore.
From Greece to the Czech Republic, Denmark and Croatia, almost every country in the Euro has Bundesliga stars in its ranks. Germany's manager has big plans.
I have a vision of our team at some stage becoming so good that we can dominate any opponent. We have the potential in the Bundesliga to take that step up. I hope we have the mental fortitude for it as well. It would be really great to be a part of that.
Now you know.
Bundesliga stars in the Euro 2012. See you in Poland and Ukraine.
It's going to be a great summer. And that just about wraps things up for the season. You've been watching Goal, the Bundesliga magazine, and I'm still Nils Jäger. Make sure to stay tuned to the league's latest developments on the Bundesliga's official Twitter channel, including all about the nail-biting relegation playoff series between Hertha Berlin and the second division's third-place team, Fortuna Düsseldorf. I leave you with a final look at the highly emotional festivities in the wake of Dortmund's outstanding title defense. Have a great summer, take care, and see you soon.
The team and all the subs rushing on to the field. The congratulations could begin. Jurgen Klopp, he really is what they call the Meister Maker. The most important thing was a trophy. For the 8th time and the 2nd time running, Dortmund are German champions.